break. And yeah, episode 13, I think. I don't freaking care, actually. I don't know. But anyways, DPC Jam just happened, 2025, and pretty much it's sponsored by New Balance. Whoever thought this day would come? That New Balance would finally come. Too late though, because the Olympics passed. I'm kidding, but who are they gonna sponsor? That's what I want to know. That would be cool if we get New Balance sponsored B-boy. Man, not me. I choose Treads. Shout out to Dizzy Treads. Anyways, yeah, Stuart. That is not even a Venezuelan name. That's not a Spanish name, okay? What the heck? Like, B-boy? Okay, whatever. However, it's fitting because he lives in Germany now, so I don't know if Stuart is also a German name. Like, what is that? Anyways, B-boy Stuart, the guy that lives in, that basically is, just a very strong B-boy in terms of, especially, like, he definitely would be the one that would compete against anybody in Europe, especially power movers and stuff like that. B-Boy Stuart is an individual that I remember seeing a long time ago. I don't know what it is with Venezuelan B-Boys. They always seem to be power heavy. Alvin, Salo, and a lot of times you kind of always see them in Europe. I don't know what's going on there in Venezuela. I don't know what the living standards there are, but I can only imagine that, yeah, that they basically would do anything for work, especially breaking, something that they have a passion of, and yeah, here they are. And pretty much, I don't even know if that's like his main job here I'm sorry, there in Europe, but I mean, I wouldn't know. All I know is that he does this over, like his head sticks out when he does this hollow back, like very strong, like back ended hollow back or something. Like it's pretty crazy looking. And yeah, he was also going crazy here. I don't know what's up with him, but his character and confidence was everything. And also, I guess, like, there's another young individual from Venezuela, up and comer, the pink haired. All I know is that the highlight was Kid Mario jumping, through them. They basically, like, needle through the thread to the needle. Is that how the saying goes? I forget. But yeah, Killian and Kid Mario was there, and they were going crazy. Also, Hill and Baby OG was there, and I haven't seen them in forever. I feel like it's been 10 years since I seen Hill and Baby OG. I mean, I feel like I seen Hill, like, recently, especially Outbreak, at least a few years ago or something like that. But yeah, Hill is back and Baby OG's back, and I can only imagine because I remember seeing them married like a while ago, and pretty much they're busy being parents, so, and especially living in Switzerland, which is something that I never understand. When it comes down to Latin America, I think of like the, Latinos would go to Spain because Espanol, and also like maybe Portugal or Italy or something like that, but I never thought of like Germany, Switzerland. Like I don't really see anything when it comes to Mexican b-boys when it comes, speaking French. So that whole like geography, like the geography sense, especially relocating, has always like interest me in terms of b-boys and b-girls that are trying to make a living off of breaking, and it's not easy, especially if you live in America. No, that's not gonna happen. I don't think there's a lot of them. If there is, a lot of times, just like for example, b-boy, oh gosh, this Peruvian b-boy that I forget the name of, that basically just he went to the US, but he became like a nurse, or I think a massage therapist or something like that. And yeah, that's pretty much, he found his league of work there. But if you don't have a certain lead of revenue or anything, you can't make it in the US. And there's a part of me where I wish that was the case. I feel like B-Boy Stewart and, B-Boy like Hill and Baby OG, these Latino B-Boys would definitely do it. Like, they would make it big here in the U.S. for sure. I mean, there's enough Latinos that would have them. But then again, Trump is, keeping the wall sanctioned. So that's, another thing, the whole immigrant or ICE thing going on here in the U.S., especially when it comes to immigrants. But, I think it's like over there in Europe, it's more softer spoken than here in the U.S. It is more strict. Like I don't think like we can let Russians in. Pretty much we usually, especially in the past, would see like Russian b boys and b girls. Over here in the U.S., or at least in the past, if I remember, and they don't come here anymore, and it's kind of like damn. Like we our sense of diversity, at least in what I've seen in B-Boy Network, and there is a diverse group, but I'm talking about B-boys and B-girls from other countries that are coming, and USA used to be the hub. Freestyle session, Rocksteady anniversary, like especially the what is it called, the Tampa Am breaking thing that they used to have. Tampa Am used to have like a breaking league, and now they don't have it anymore. I guess not only skateboarding but also breaking related. But it was, I guess it was in the past, and that used to be a common thing in the U.S. that we used to have b boys and b girls internationally more commonly, but now it's basically uncommon unless some of these were from the U.S. And now living I seen like others that did live in the U.S. now, like B-Boy Create from Kazakhstan, and also, Victor's GF, usually from the Ukraine, and now living in LA, and also you got like the Peruvian B-Boys up there now, and also some Puerto Ricans, of course, in the New York area. But yeah, it's kind of like, damn, you don't see that often. It's kind of heartbreaking. I was like, damn, that would be cool. Anyways, back to DPC Jam. Also saw Muji once again, like doing his thing. And Mad Max and Uyghur was also there. I think they were also in the Breakforward DK or Denmark. And pretty much like, there is this whole thing going on, especially in like in areas in Europe. There has always been B-boy events available there. But yeah, it seems like the ones that I have listed are actually in Denmark, and also DPC Jam in Switzerland. I wonder if the podcast series is still going, especially with the host. But yeah, some highlights just happened there, and it is crazy. Anyways, Breakforward Denmark. I think that's what the DK stand for. I could be wrong. I don't freaking know. But yeah, Peanut and Grim are collabing with each other. We got a good collab here. B-Boy Peanut, Chicago, allergies. Chirac, and now collabing with one of Denmark's finest from the Ruggeds, Grim, aka Supreme, aka Rico. And yeah, they were going at it. The thing is that one complaint about Breakforward. Look, no event is perfect, but also when it comes to footage, they're not perfect. Where's the freaking hugs? If there's one thing I want to see in many of these battles, I want to see the aftermath. I want to see, like, are they gonna hug? Are they gonna fight? Are they gonna like you don't show the freaking ending, and that right there annoys me. Like, you gotta show the whole thing. You can't just like, oh, I'm just gonna cut it here. The battle's over. No, 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 no. Look, I can watch any battle and I can just close it but you can't just like end it the way you want it. I get it. It's your film. You do what you want with it. Freaking Breakforward. But show the hug. Show the freaking ending. Damn it! Like there could be a tiebreaker and you just missed it. But whatever. Whatever. They don't get paid YouTube. I don't get paid YouTube either. And that's why I'm freaking ranting about Breakforward right now and criticizing them, because what they about to do? What they about to do, huh? What you about to do, Breakforward? Shoot. Anyways, whatever. Exaggerate was there killing it. I thought he was gonna collab with who's this guy with the big afro that's also from his crew, Floor Nights or something. He used to have an afro. Now he's going through like a Nisha Houston phase where he's like, oh, I'm known for this big pile of hair, and now I'm about to cut it. Whatever. And he also kind of looks like Nisha in a sense. For any skateboarders, if you know, you know. But Exaggerate collabing with Written Box, that kid is nasty. My gosh. And also going at it with Sissy and the French, B girls. Says Sissel, I think. Well, her name is Sissy. Yeah, Sissy. I mean, she's a girl, so it would be different if there was a B-boy and their name is B-boy Sissy. Can you? Definitely me in the past. That would be me in the past, okay, but not anymore. Oh my goodness. But also with the other B girl that was also, I believe, related to Marlon. I could be wrong. B girl Kimmy and Sizzle, they're top tier. You know, I mean, if it was like a tree v tree, gosh, gotta put like freaking Nika in there. Can you imagine? Oh my goodness, that would be a power duo, power trio, actually. Yeah, and also saw Rock's right, still going hard and still traveling. Yeah. I mean, I did see him at like I don't know if he was at like the half showtime thing for the Denver Nuggets. When they're doing the half show. Man, Nuggets sounds good. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I think I'm gonna end this right here because I'm starving. I'm kidding. But yeah. Anyways, moving on so I can eat. Central Coast B-Boy Jam slash I Need a Break in Los Angeles. And I saw the final battle. I saw Wanda, Phantom, Omen. Man, seeing freaking these three individuals. I mean, Wanda and Phantom, they're married, and Omen, like they're the home. Like I don't know what's that situation. Maybe he's related to Phantom, I guess. But damn, these are like the breakers that I I remember watching them a long time ago. Like Wanda was in her element, especially during the pandemic. And I don't know what she's doing. I mean, it's no one's business, but it's like, I feel like it would be obvious. Hello, being a mother is not easy, especially being a B-girl mother, okay? Like, shout out to Stephanie. That's one of the best B-girl moms, not only an Olympian, but also, like, she is, like, still savage, especially traveling and doing all this, make a living and stuff. She's not in this event, but man, I feel like Wanda would also be neck to neck with Stephanie as well, in my opinion. And yeah, they went up against Create, Denver, and Somar. Another amazing trio right here. Man, Create and Denver, these are like, this is what I'm talking about. Create, Kazakhstan, Denver, Ukraine. And also we got Somar, originally from, I believe, Lebanon, in the Middle East. Peace in the Middle East. They were going hard. This is like a world class, but I guess it's in their backyard because it's in freaking Los Angeles where all of these B-boys and B-girls live. So I don't know. But yeah, that's what's going on. I felt like a practice jam when I was watching it. I was like, this is pretty cool. I can't wait to watch more. But I feel like I've been over sanitized with certain B-boy, events and B-boy network and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know, unless it's something spicy, especially, if it's anything with Mach 5 and most of the Philadelphia Flav B-boys in there, then, I probably might watch it, or some crew that I'm into. But I feel like, I don't know, I was, like, looking through the list, and I'm like, nah, I don't know. I don't know how. I feel like a lot of times I've been taking, I forgot to put this in the intro, but just taking a break from breaking, basically. There's times where I'm just like, I can't really focus on this right now. I gotta focus on my life. Hello? No one cares. But anyways, more rockin' session vids, clips from Korean rock. Shouts to him. They basically do oh, you battled this day, now you're going on to the next round, but you're doing it the next day type of flow or whatever. I don't know how that goes in Korea, but I feel like there's this other conversation that I was having in my head. I was like, is Russian B-boys ruining the flow of they have nowhere else to go, especially since US and also parts in Europe are kind of like, especially that whole thing with Ukraine and Russia and that, whatever it is, I'm not going to get into that, but I think that's starting, basically Asia is open market for a lot of these Russian B-boys, especially in places like, South Korea. And even, it just doesn't fit. Like, the vibe doesn't fit very well. Like, I really do want to see, Chorito and Gunn in the U.S. I do want to see Ruslan in the U.S. I do want to see freaking Bumblebee. He's the first ever Olympian. And you would think we would see him in the U.S. Nope, they're Russian. And it's like, can we just cut this out? We don't choose our own race. Can we just see them? Let them freaking have if they're the best, they're the best. There's literally no argument. There is no, any American B-boy and B-girl going up against any Russian. Please. When is that going to happen? Okay, I know that Rock Forest is the closest. to make that happen for sure, if I remember, and also some other major crew, But at the same time, it was like the Russians, they're killing it. They're over killing it, and they're going to the same places. And to me, that just is tiring. That is just tiring. Like when are we? And I feel like I'm very looking forward once they go to Dubai. That's going to be a different type of flow or something that the Russian Federation of B-boys and B-girls or something. That's what I call it, at least, are going to have an event there, and that's going to be a big deal. I'm like, how is this going to work? But yeah, like it just, I don't know. In a Korean B-boy event, there's something about it that just, like, I don't know. It's just not fair. Like it's just like, something just doesn't feel like it should flow in. I don't know what the words to say, because when it comes down to Korean B-boys and B-girls, like I feel like they have such a different way of going into the floor when it comes down to any other B-boy out there. Like I see this true Jazz Bear, I see this true B-boy Rush, I see this true Noodle. There's just something about it, and I don't know. You start to see those differences and their perspective in life, and a lot of times that affects your breaking, at least to me, and the way I see it. But I don't know. It's a conversation that I really wish I could have with anyone. Like when it comes down to like a b-boy, like I don't know, European b-boys themselves, like in my opinion, don't feel right when they're in Korea or you know. But for Japan, like here's the thing: in Korea and Japan, maybe if it's an international event, it would feel right. But when it comes down to like something local and something like grassroots, like rockin' sensation, nah, it just doesn't. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. Anyways, I shout out to the capsule. They interviewed Roy and Lorenzo from the Ruggeds. That was actually cool to check out. I kind of am still trying to catch up on that. I really wish that the capsule would do more interviews and more podcast related stuff, which they've been doing, but I would like to see guests and all that. You know what I mean? I'm out. One love for the peace. God bless.